So I go do this collab with Pete, right? And everyone's like, "Oh, how'd you get Pete to come on your channel?" And kind of like you guys have said,
I know a big green screen, right?
Yeah. No, it's crazy. I just hit him up. I drunkenly texted him one night, and I was like, "Hey man, can you do me a one-sided favor?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure." I'm like, can I come to your studio and put you in a video? And he's like, "Yeah, come by." And I'm like, "All right."
That's awesome.
So, but then I go there, and I'm on the way there, and Chris Ramsay hits me up. He's like, "Going to Pete's today?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "So you're bringing your Canon 80D and your shitty Rode mic to Pete's to film?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Oh no." And I just started getting so worried. I'm like literally sweating. I'm like, "Oh, this is gonna be so embarrassing and weird. How do I do this?" And I show up there, and Pete, like, he literally looks at it, and he like thought it was a joke at first, like my gear, right? And then and then he realized very quickly it was not a joke, and he was like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "Well, why do I shoot this?" I'm like, "Thank you." And then we ended up shooting the thing on a friggin' Red camera. In like 8K. And I'm like,
screw that guy. Screw that guy.
I'm like, I can't even edit this stuff, dude. Like it's 160 gigs. I couldn't even put it on my computer. And so he had to get his guy.
I couldn't put it on my Macintosh.
Yeah, exactly. So anyways, yeah, what a beauty. That guy just helped me out so much. But yeah, it's crazy. But like you guys said, it's hard to ask people sometimes, for help, or if you want to collab, because you run the risk of them being like, "No, piss off. I'm too busy for you." But other times they're just like, "Sure," So it's kind of like you don't risk anything by asking. So
yeah, that's all about the idea, right? It's like having the idea. You can't just go to someone and be like, "Let's collab."
Yeah.
Yes.
You can't, especially someone who has a name for themselves. It's not like any schmo. Like I can reach out to, whatever. I mean, Pete McKinnon. I can't reach out and be like, "Do you want to collab on a photo project?"
Yeah, exactly.
But, first of all, who are you? Second of all, like, what's your idea? You could be a nobody, but you might come with like a bomb idea that he's like, "Oh my god, that's brilliant." Yes.
That's true.
So if you're gonna go to somebody that has a name that is, more well known than yourself, bring an idea. Bring them
for sure.
Think about,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that's that's something we've actually talked to guests in the past about, is the idea that you do need to be able to formulate these ideas ahead of time, and it's all about planning and execution. Like, as much as that sounds like boring, even in a YouTube world, like, you're still planning what you're going to do. You're figuring out how you're going to execute it. You're creating these ideas and then putting them into actual like action. But you have to have that idea first. You can't just like Steve said, you can't just go to Pete McKinnon and be like, "I like pictures. Let's take pictures together." That's me pretending I'm a photographer, because I'm clearly not.
That's great.
But but at the end of the day, you really, if you come up with this brilliant idea, no matter who it is, I mean, it's the same way you treat business. You don't walk into a business, you don't walk on a Shark Tank your first time and be like, "Oh yeah, like, I make popsicles. I couldn't tell you anything about it, but they taste real good." You're gonna get laughed off the screen.
I eat popsicles. Does that count?
Yeah, almost.
Hey, I have a great idea, Tyler. I think we should collab with Wes. Hey, Wes, we have an idea for collab. You call Pete and get him on the show?
For sure. Well, let me give you an address of where to go, and I'll meet you tomorrow.
Two guys peeking over a fence.
There you go.
Wes gave us your phone number and address.
Oh my